particularly impressed at the end of that match with Kate, the way she was able to speed through her frame and really fly through the last clearance that she made was impressive. And I think we just saw a glimpse there of maybe why Luke McEvoy doesn't always front ball break. He'll be so disappointed to track that cue ball straight into the corner pocket. But that's such a better break for him. Look at the split. Loads of power through the pack. And if it's a case of just controlling that line, you'd expect him to be able to do that more often than not. Even the best players going off breaks, it's not terminal by any stretch of the imagination. And for a player as good a cueist as Luke, I think that's got to be the break for him. Even though he's opening it up for his opponents here in this frame.
I agree with you completely, to be honest with you. But obviously not on this occasion.
Thanks for being so honest. Hate it when you lie to me, Simon. When you false hope. Wants a bounce. Oh, that'll do. That's perfect.
They weren't playing for that ball in that pocket, I can assure you, but they'll take it.
Yeah, this is going to come out much nicer, I don't think.
Okay, this has just gone past the straight. So taking the one by the 8 ball, they're going to be low. They can't get above the yellows. So does the yellow in the middle of the table pass the top right? If not, can they swing this 3 cushions and get onto the yellow to left centre? Well, they're taking the one to left centre now. That yellow in the, it needs to go. Needs to go bottom right. Oh, okay. This is tough, whichever way around you look at it, to be honest with you. You could definitely take that one to left centre there and got back to that same angle.
Well, we'll never know. It looks like there's a tiny gap there.
Well, it does go. It definitely went. It went left centre and bottom right. I think you take that one below the 8 ball and swing 2 cushions. And you're playing a 3 cushion line, and you get back to where you were. Anyway, they didn't get on the one to top right nicely enough. Anyway, it would have been just as challenging to get on the 8 ball as it would have been the yellow. So
for Luke and Amy, it's about resetting. And Luke, again, keeping it simple for his partner. Quite like that. Not a huge amount to go at. One thing you would say is they may have left the edge of the yellow, which is by design. This might go.
That's definitely too thin.
Yeah. So a pretty savvy shot from Luke McEvoy's armoury and well executed by Amy Winter.
It's good as you can do containing for this shot, but putting the yellow on the bottom cushion, you're just not really forcing an opportunity or forcing pressure.
Is Luke going to put this red towards that yellow? He is, in fact, making it direct. Making 2 balls direct is a bit of a turn up. It looks like the red right in the middle of the top cushion passes direct. So if Amy can roll this one in,
might be going quite close to hitting it. Yeah, and that is perfect. That is very nice.
I mentioned it's going to be something that Amy will have to work on a lot, is that long bridge.
Well, it will get easier as she, as she continues to grow. But I'm with you as well.
That's well executed. Would have loved to have been off the cushion, though.
To be fair, Luke did say anywhere. That's definitely anywhere. Test of cueing.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And Luke McEvoy passes the test. Pretty good shot from cool hands. Amy ready and waiting to make the 8 ball. Oh, just caught it thick. Just caught it thick. And that is a surprise. Have they got away with it?
Yeah, there's no great safety here. I think I agree. I think they're going here because the safety's just as tough. Yeah, very good.
Brilliant pot. That was not easy. And an excellent pot from Kate Wringe, and it looks like Kate and John are going to punish the error from young Amy Winter. And it goes from Kate, 1-0. And a similar-ish end to this first frame as we saw in the last match for Luke and Amy, where they looked to have it won, and they've ended up snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
And because they're on the right-hand side of the arena as well, it just sets them up for it being tough. You know, you're not giving Luke the opportunity here. You mentioned the sort of long bridge for Amy there. You know, kind of was having a bit of fun with you, but she actually has a long bridge regardless of whether she needs it or not, and that's probably a lot down to the cue. If she comes up any shorter on the cue, it's probably the balance feels completely off for her, and maybe might benefit from experimenting, trying a few different cues, maybe trying to find something shorter. So because you don't want to have such a long bridge hand, it's very hard to play. Certainly play this game with such a long bridge hand.
John breaks off and John breaks dry. He's brought plenty of power tonight, but has had no luck with getting a ball as John Maher, and it's Amy Winter first to play here. Yeah, you can see there, to your point, Simon, she's on the cushion, so naturally you'll bring that arm in on the cue anyway, but she's a long way down. There's a lot left behind that back arm, isn't there? Yeah,
when she has to, like in that situation, she does come down, but then look, I mean, that's a very long bridge hand there, which can be tough to control the cue ball precisely. I say a bit of experimentation with cues, and obviously we know that she's going to get taller as she gets older as well, which will definitely help on certain shots, but you can tell that she wants to have that sort of length of bridge hand on a natural shot anyway. But
she'll be disappointed to miss that yellow, that's for sure.
Yeah, those yellows are actually a pretty good opportunity.
John's just going to contain, but contain with a step towards frame victory. It's a clever shot.
Do you pop the one over top right and go? The yellow does pass the red to bottom left, which is why I asked the question, but you're asking then you're going to have to execute a good finish. Loss of turn might be the play instead. It was, but it played particularly well.
Issue John has is that red at the bottom of the break line, or the triangle line I should say, bottom of the table, doesn't really look like it's got a natural pocket, maybe top left.
Yeah, but now that the yellow doesn't pass the red to bottom left, he can nudge a ball out or two here. So he can absolutely, you could even look to maybe play the double loss of turn to top right, which may not be the right play. Maybe just get that red into play might be the right way to go, because you know you're not going to get finished on the back of, you're not going to get punished off the back of it, and it's putting another one of your balls in play. There you go. That's what he was playing. He was trying to make the double loss of turn.
Interesting to see Luke not up with Amy in this frame. Maybe that's something they talked about after match one. Maybe they wanted to give Amy that full solo experience out on the main arena. Interesting decision either way.
Yeah, the problem is you're putting yourself into trouble here. The yellow doesn't squeeze in bottom left. You've got the other yellow in the bottom half that doesn't go. Well, it does probably now, but not from here. So a loss of turn is coming up this time. Normal circumstances, you want to play those loss of turns with as many of yours on the table as possible. So you don't want to pop 3 balls to get into that situation.
It's Amy's family watching on behind Luke's shoulder there.
In this situation, though, assuming the yellow now goes to bottom right from the right angle, the pressure's been put on here for a shot to be found by John. So there you go. That's clever. He's obviously trying to tie up the top right corner a little bit, but more importantly, he's tied up the 8-ball as well.
I think that's a bit of a riposte from Amy in the sense that I think she's trying to bait John into going.
I think John's got to be careful here. I'd want to tie up some more. I'd even be tempted to play the old-fashioned, just get this in front of the yellow, contain. Yeah, that's even better than getting it in front because you're just taking it away from the pocket. Because if you leave any sort of shot on, there's every chance that Amy could get to the double on the 8-ball. There's still room to pop the yellow top right and everything else would have gone. So
interesting to see Luke come up on that occasion to have a little bit of a conversation.
Foul there, nothing hits a cushion.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That must have been pretty close.
Yeah. Can only assume she was trying to pop the 8-ball into play at the same time as keeping her yellow over the middle pocket. It didn't quite work out. But there's still no finish here on the Reds. But it should be now the time for John to take control of the frame. Yeah. You might not get the loss of turn with this shot, but you get the snooker. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Because next time you can play the loss of turn and then get the snooker, assuming you get ball in hand. And nothing says you have to do it all in one visit.
Especially when you're 1-0 up.
Especially that, yeah.
Mentioned that match play will come into these matches more than maybe we're used to seeing.
Yeah, so same shot again here for John. And get the snooker this time round. Not sure about this. Not sure of the reason not doing it. Pretty sure you can still make the yellow, so there's no advantage keeping it on the table. I suppose you want to, I mean, you would have got the snooker anyway. Try and take the yellow away from the pocket. Harder to get the snooker now.
Yeah, I think it's a super conservative shot, but actually I quite like it because the yellow's over the pocket. The only way you're getting out the snooker and staying at the table and winning the frame is if you make that yellow. And actually playing that pot to bump the yellow into a place where it can't really be made.
It would have been such a good snooker though, and the 8-ball's dead as well.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Just think he's thinking 1 or 2 steps ahead as well.
Yeah, definitely thinking it through. If he wants to go, he's got to get on that one by the 8-ball, which isn't necessarily easy to do.
You'd be tempted for a snooker here, wouldn't you?
I always am.
You would be tempted. It's a pretty easy one to play. It's a pretty devilish one to get out of. You're almost guaranteed cue ball in hand. And you have got an awkward red, but John is going. He's got a small angle here to maybe track towards the 8-ball.
He'd love to get the gap of the 8-ball and the red.
Yeah.
And then you kind of flick both of them, quarter ball, half ball. Yeah, that'll do. I thought he was, because he got the cushion first, it sticks on it. If he gets the 8-ball first, cue ball then hits the cushion and knocks the red towards the pocket. But that's just worked out perfectly. And, well, we were debating whether he just plays the snooker or not previous visit. You have to say he's played it to perfection, hasn't he?
Yeah, fantastic frame of ball this from John Maher. Really worked out well. And you could see it plotted. Every single shot was calculated and figured out. And then it's all about execution. You can have the best plan in the world, but how well do you execute it? And he's executed it beautifully. John Maher puts his partnership 2-0 to the goods.
Unfortunately, this feels much the same for Luke and Amy out there. Very, very similar.
So Luke takes a bit off that break in a bid to control the cue ball and overcompensates. It's the 8-ball equivalent of hitting treble 1 and then going in treble 5. That amazing how often it happens.
It's just not opened, is it? It's just not good layout. I think the yellows are okay. I think you can make yellows work. I'd have been tempted with a yellow bottom left, come across and target the biggest problem ball I see is the one nearest the red bottom right-hand corner. Obviously, you've got the one in the cluster as well. They're the two, and you could have dealt with one of them first shot. You've got the same angle now, so you're still playing the same shot, but you'd rather be playing it with more balls on the table. Oh, he's got a good angle here, so he can, if that ball doesn't go to left centre, which he's going to have a look at, then he can play into it now. Only problem is when he plays into it, not guaranteed to finish on anything. Oh, it goes. Well, I'm surprised he didn't play on it, because it did go. This is arguably a trickier shot now than he would have had if he just dropped that in dead weight.
He'll fancy it this, though. That's a pretty good effort, but it's going to stay up. And he was in A1 position too. Just not quite happened for Luke and Amy tonight.
It's such a different scenario. If they win the 2 opening Scotch frames like they'll feel like they should have done, then he's not chasing in the same way. He's not in the same position of having to try and force something. And no, don't get me wrong, he may well have, if he's 1-1 in that situation, he might still feel the finish was the right thing to do. But it all feels a bit more frantic and a bit more under pressure because of the score. Well, it's going to get a second opportunity. Not sure how much room for the 8-ball. Assume it does go left centre. Not getting onto it left centre from here. It needs to go right centre. If it doesn't, there's an issue.
Problem. Where on earth does this go? He's playing it off the red. Yeah, that's tough. Looks like a very bad miss, but he's trying to flick it in off the side of the red.
Oh, that's a poor one. Oh, going to get second prize.
Yeah, Kate's had some serious form there. Luke takes it for a ride, and it's going to stay up. And the more this clock whittles down, the more it favours Kate and John.
Yeah, the match is very close to essentially being over. Yeah, no need to pot a ball there. Under 90 seconds to play. It'd be a miracle shot from Luke to have this 8-ball get on the board. Now you can just pot them. Now you don't have to worry. Just slowly work your way through them. 8 balls in the middle of the table. There's no jeopardy anywhere.
Extension. 22 seconds.
Well, Luke might get this frame on the board, but it won't be his break next, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, makes the 8-ball. 2-1 then. So the frame's won, but the time on the clock is what's going to kill Amy and Luke here. It's their opponent's break next, and anything but a golden duck is going to see them win through.
Yeah, golden duck, golden break. is what's required, unfortunately, for Amy and Luke. Anything but golden duck is all that those two need.
A little surprised by that frame from Kate there. She looked really composed in match one in a similar scenario.
Agreed. A couple of strange misses.
The one break she hit in match one, I thought she hit absolutely beautifully. It will be the same technique. Oh yeah. Give Luke McEvoy some lessons.
I was going to say, do that all the time. That was a, let's take the pace off and make sure I don't foul perfection. Look at the split. Just bottle that, and you could sell it for a lot of money, because that is what all pool players are looking for.
Yeah, lovely work from John Maher and Kate Wringe. They are going to win, and they are going to stay alive. For Luke McEvoy and Amy Winter, their hopes of qualification have ended. They still have one more match to play against Savanah Lowe and Jaden Billingham. They may well have a say in who goes on to win this group. But as for their own hopes of qualification, they've ended. John and Kate's night, though, is only just beginning.